Hey guys, what is up? My name is Christiana. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the books I want to read this spring. So I want to say I'm sorry for having been really MIA in the last months. I've been really busy with work and I've only been able to stay focused on Bookstagram because it's sort of a routine now. Every week I take new pictures in book, so I can have pictures to post whenever I want, or whenever I'm not home, or whenever I'm working, and I don't have to worry about that. But for videos, it's really complicated because it's difficult for me to have some time that I can use during the day with lighting for me to film. So hey, I'm back. I'm going to try to post weekly. I can't make any promises though. I don't know if I can post weekly, but we'll try. So let's get on with this video. Today I'm here to talk about the books I really want to read this spring. This doesn't mean I will be reading them. This just means that I have an idea for reading them. They have been in my wish list, they have been in my TBR, they have been in my shelves, looking at me, like gawking at me, being like, bro, you have to read us, we're waiting. And I have been waiting to read these books for so long. So let's get started. So I have a little stack here, and I have a few more books there. For the books I really want to read this spring. And the first book I have here is The Kiss Quotient by Hoang. So this is a rom-com, a very actual famous one. I have read the last book, which was The Heart Principle by the same author, and it was sent to me by Penguin Random House as an e-arc by Vienna Kelly, and I absolutely loved it. It became my favorite romance. So I'm really excited to get to the first and second book, which the second book is The Bright Test, if I'm not wrong. I have absolutely no idea what this is about. I think I've read this is about women in STEM. I'm not sure though. And I am really excited. And the cover is stunning, so why the fuck? Okay, the next book here is a fantasy, and it's one that I've been actually really anticipating reading it because it's basically due to werewolves, and I think I don't know the story, I don't know basically anything, but I'm pretty sure this is about a legend about a woman werewolf, because the book is called Lobizona and it's by Romina, Garber, and the cover is stunning. And Lobizona, I think it's a Spanish legend. I am not sure. I just know that the book resembles things about werewolves, and I have read a review, non-spoiler, saying this book was stunning, and it's not even too big. I think it's like 300 pages, so I think I should read this really fast. I think it might be my next read actually, because it's been looking at me since I got it, and it's just beautiful. And I don't know if you can see the details in the cover, but the colors are stunning, and the girl has like stars in her eyes. I'm so excited to read. Okay, the next book I have here is actually a new release, and everyone who's read it that I know says the book is amazing, says it's really ethereal and it makes you want to know more about Chinese mythology. And if you know what book is a new release that is Chinese mythology, then you know that I'm more than excited, because I haven't read like pretty much anything about Chinese mythology. I think the last thing I've read that was like Chinese or Korean or anything mythology was Wicked Fox, and the other book, something spirits. I don't remember the name. I have been with a horrible memory lately, but those were the last books I read that weren't like Greek mythology, that were like different mythology. So I'm really excited to pick this one up. Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sullivan Tann. I'm not sure if I said the name correctly. I'm sorry if I didn't. But this cover just oh my god, look at that. Look at that, it's beautiful. This is the UK edition, the US edition. I'm going to leave it here. It's beautiful still, but I just looked at these flowers, I looked at these colors, and I was instantly drawn. And the moment everyone told me that was about a Chinese legend and the main character is fierce and everything surrounding this book is beautiful, and I mean, the end pages are pink. I don't know if you can notice it. Yeah, in the video will probably look like it's white because it's a really light pink, but it's so beautiful. I am so excited to pick this one up, and I just know this one is a little bit bigger. This should be like 400, 500 pages. And I just know that once I pick this up, I won't be able to put it down. So I'm dreading the moment this happens because I don't have time. But the next book I have here is actually one that I've been wanting to read since I read Kingdom of the Wicked. It's by the same author. It's Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerri Maniscalco. I've opened this book because I got it yesterday, and I opened this book and there's a illustration, like a photography, in like the first few pages that got me like, wow. Like, in reality, we know that Jack the Ripper was a really like messed up legend, a person that actually existed, but you don't actually, I've never like researched his story. I've never like read much about him. And once I saw the photography, I was like, instantly, my mind just instantly connected. And I was like, wow, this book either is going to be a hit or is going to be a miss for me. And I'm hoping it is a hit because some of my best friends read this and said, you're going to love this shit. If you love fantasy, if you love messed up stories, if you love a good burning romance, you're going to love this book. And I'm like, okay. And next book I have here is also a new release. At least it was translated to Portugal very recently, and I have read the first book of another series by this author, and it is in Portuguese, Equine, Quincy by Estelle Maskame. I think the literal translation for this in English is When I Met You, or I Met You, or something like that. I really can't say because the last time I read a book by her, the book is Did I Mention I Love You? And in Portuguese is Já Te Disse Que Te Amo, which is actually a very accurate translation for a Portuguese title, but it's not the first, and it won't be the last that I've seen books really wrongly translated, and the English title is like nothing to do with that, and I'm like, okay. So I really don't want to say anything wrong. I don't want to make mistakes, but this is really small one, and I think I might pick it up this weekend because I love Estelle Maskame. She's like my age. She's like 2 years older than I am. I'm 22. She must be 24 now, or 25, and I love her writing. She has a beautiful sense of surroundings and a beautiful sense of family. And I really think I'm going to enjoy this book. It might not be my favorite, but I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. It's time for the second stack of books. And I'm really excited about this stack because this stack has like fairy editions, has rom-coms, as one of my favorite tropes, and I'm really excited to read it. And the first book I'm going to pick up is This Golden Flame. I'm really sorry I changed the dust jacket because I love this art. I'm going to open this book so you can see the cover and you can see the dust jacket that I love so much. But this is the cover, and this is the fairy edition I was talking about. This is This Golden Flame by Emily Victoria. I actually didn't have access to these. I mean, look at this heart. I mean, there was no chance I wasn't going to reverse the jacket. But I didn't have access to this book because I had been without a job for a while, so I couldn't actually buy all the subscription boxes. And I found this girl on a Portuguese website selling this edition, and it was in such good state I mean, it's such a good price that I had to buy it. And I am really excited to read this. It has little pink, like really strong pink vibes for these sprayed edges, and I am so excited to read it. I've been dying to get to this, but again, I have little time to read, and when I have time to read, I am so tired that I literally sleep all day, and then when I wake up, I have such a big headache, and I am in no mood to read, so I'm taking this week for some reading. The next book I have here is also a new release, and I have been buying so many books. I have to stop this. This is also a new release, and How to Love Your Neighbor by Sophie Sullivan. I haven't read any book by this author, but this cover really convinced me. Okay, I got this book in a Amazon sale. I think when it got out was when you could pre-order was like 3 or 4 euros cheaper, so I had to get it. And it's stunning. It's beautiful. This is one of those books that I got for the cover, and I'm really not sure if I'm going to like it, but the slogan is like, is home really where the heart is? The next book I have here is also a rom-com, and this is Ya, and it was gifted to me by my dear friend Annika, so thank you so much, lovely, you're amazing. She's like a constant support to me, and I just wanted to give her a shout out because she's amazing, and that is And Then the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I had a huge obsession with Paris when I was younger, and I used to love France. Nowadays, not so much. But when I was younger, I used to love the idea of the city of love. Like, bros, I'm in love. I'm a person who's in love with love. So whenever I read a nice rom-com or whenever I read about Paris, I just get like, this is my jam. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to love this book. Like, the title, And Then the French Kiss, doesn't it give you like love vibes, like that instant love connection vibes? I think I'm going to love this, so thank you, Annika. We got to the last book of the pile, and this book is a retelling, and I love retellings, but I've been hearing a lot of like mixed up reviews about this book, so I'm going to it with an open mind, and I'm not going to think about it as a retelling. I'm just going to read it as a new story, and that is Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas. So this author is the author of that very famous book, The Cemetery Boys, which I haven't read, but it's so expensive in Portugal, even on Amazon, as is really expensive. So I got this one. It's a cheaper price, and I just had to get it because it's, as I said, I'm not going to think of it as I'm going to think of it, as a retelling, but it is pitched as a retelling of Peter Pan, which used to be one of my favorite childhood stories, and I'm really excited to read it. Okay, you guys, those were the books. I know that most of them were either fantasy or romance. Oh my god. And I know I have to try and get to other genres, but as I said, this is like a hopeful TBR. This might not be even the TBR that I will be reading this spring, and I might even read it like at the end of the year or summer or whatever. This is just a TBR that I want to read for the year. And of course, I've been trying new genres. I have actually a nonfiction that I'm really inclined to read, and a new thriller that got out that I'm really inclined to read. But yeah, I'm hoping this spring will be like this spring for books, because I have so many on my shelves that I really need to read, and I'm not going to talk about my digital TBR because you will lose your minds if I tell you how many books I have there to read. So let's just forget about it, and this is the end of the video. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you can comment, I will answer and we can talk and discuss books. And it's always amazing to connect with other people through bookish things. So I will see you in the next video. And once this is up, I will let you know via Bookstagram, which is my baby. It's my pride. It's the pride of my collection. So see you then. Happy reading and happy morning, night, wherever you are. Bye.